Open the terminal, type the NMAP and specify the IP address of the host that you want to scan. This is the basic scan against the IP of the host, and it will give you the basic open port details with the associated service. Now if you want to scan a host name, simply replace the IP for the host, and we are going to scan a google.com for testing purpose, and here is the result of the scanning. This kind of basic scan are perfect for your first step when starting with the NMAP. If you want to scan port range on the local or the remote server, type nmap -p to specify the port range and IP address of the host. This will only scan the specified port range. As you can see here, we have specified 1 to 100 ports and only 21 TCP port is open from the 1 to 100 port range. Now specify the 1 to 200 and it will give you the result. Those are opened in given range. And if you want to scan specific ports, then specify the port after -p with comma separate, and it will scan only specified ports and result would be faster. Here I am going to scan a 2180.443.139 and 3389 port and specify the IP address of the host. And here is the result. We get only specified ports details, whether it is open or not. 44380 and 3389 port is closed. That means there is no service running on the specific port. Now let me show you how you can scan the multiple IPs at the same time. Type the command nmap and provide the IP and the space another host IP that you want to scan, and you will get both IP scan result, and it is here. Here is the 8.8.8.8 IP result, and here is the 192.168.0.104 IP results here. Now I'll show you how you can perform the specific port scanning for the entire network. Command would be the nmap -p and they provide the full network here. Oh, we forgot to specify the port that we want to scan. Let me add right after -p 80, 443, 3389 and 139 and hit enter. Here is the scanning result. It will scan the full network and give you the result of the connected devices with the specified open or closed port. No matter it is Wi-Fi router or the mobile device or computers, it performs scans to all devices which have the IP addresses, and also show you that how many hosts are accessible and up. If you want to scan the multiple IPs of same network, you can do it by this way. Type nmap, then provide the full IP of the first host and specify only last octet which comma separate like this, and it will scan the 192.168.0.101, 102, 103 and 104 IP at the same time. And here is the result. 3 hosts is up out of 4 with port scan results. Now if you want to scan only top few ports of the remote host, then command would be nmap --top -ports parameter along with the specific numbers. Let you scan the top most common port for that host. And here is the result. Top 5 common ports shown here with the open and the closed state. Now let's replace the 3 with, and you will get only top 3 ports result, as you can see it here. Now let's replace it with one and you will get only one port detail. Same you can see it here. Now I'll show you how you can scan host and the IP address from a text file. First we have to create a text document and enter the IP address that you want to scan. To do that, create a text document using the nano editor by typing the sudo nano and give the file name with .txt extension and hit enter. New empty text file will be opened and here you have to enter the IP address and the host name. I am going to add 192.168.0.104, then 8.8.8.8 and save the document by pressing the Ctrl plus X, then Y and hit enter. Now type the command nmap -il and specify the file name and hit enter. As you can see here, the output of the 8.8.8.8 and 192.168.0.104 IP. If you want the output of a scan result in a text document, type nmap -on, provide the name of the text document where result will be stored, and at the end specify the IP that you want to scan and hit enter to start the scanning. Scanning has been completed and it must be stored in the text document. Let's open it using the nano editor, and as you can see here, it is stored the scan output in the text document. Now let me show you how you can perform the scan plus OS service detection with the fast execution. Type the nmap -a parameter enable you to perform the OS and the service detection, and at the same time we are combining this with -t4 for the faster execution, and specify the IP address that you want to scan. So here is the scan output, and as you can see, it is performed with OS and the service detection. Now if you want to detect the service version, this can be done using the -sv parameters. As you can see here, you will get the details of the service version where feasible, and this will help you to find out the exploit if it is available for the specific version to run any payload and they get the unauthorized access. One of the things we love most about the NMAP is the fact that it works for the both TCP and the UDP protocol. And while most service runs on the TCP, you can also get a great advantage by scanning only TCP or the UDP based service. Now type the command nmap -st parameter used to scan only the TCP ports for the specific IPs, and you can see here the result of the TCP ports scanning. Now type the command nmap -su parameter used to scan only the UDP based service with -p to specify the port range and IP that you want to scan. Here is the result, and it shows that all 100 UDP ports are closed. That means there is no service running on 1 to 100 UDP ports. One of the greatest features of the NMAP that not all network and the system administrator knows about is something called the NMAP scripting engine, known as a NSE. The scripting engine allows users to use the predefined set of the script, and this will help you to run a full vulnerability testing against your target. If you want to run a full vulnerability testing against your targets, use nmap -pn then -- script space vul parameter and specify the IP address. This will perform a vulnerability testing. As you can see here, we are getting the error against the most of the ports, but this is the useful to perform a vulnerability testing. Now I'll show you to perform a brute force attack against the FTP using the NSE. To do that, type nmap space -- script space ftp -brute and -p to specify the 21 FTP port and specify the host IP where FTP service is running and hit enter to launch the brute force attack. Brute force attack started. Let's wait until it's complete to see the results. As you can see here the result, and in our case it says there is no valid account, but it has performed around 5000 password guesses in just 53 seconds. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot. You can explore many things and get a better result by practice, and NMAP will help you to find out the more interesting stuff for your target, and that will help you to use a right method to hack the system.